What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with the next set from the Premier League Season 4. If I get this up in a reasonable time, then I'll be all caught up. This is going to be between Mouz Sports, who are kind of running a weird lineup, I'll go over that in just a little bit, and Fnatic. Mouz Sports, they are currently 1-2, and Fnatic are currently 2-1, so we're going to see if Mouz Sports could tie the ultimate score up, or if they're going to let Fnatic pull further ahead in this tournament. But yeah, Mouz Sports, their lineup is a little bit weird. RMN and Quechua, I'm pretty sure, don't play for Mouz. They're missing Black and Theta. Black and Theta are both missing. Not sure that they're not wearing stand-in tags or anything, so I guess Black and Theta are still on the team. I haven't heard anything about them leaving, so I'm assuming it's just a stand-in situation. And also you see Navi Kuroki playing on Mouz Sports. Of course, one of the big headlines of the past, 2 weeks, was that Kuroki has left Mouz Sports. He was actually sold by Mouz Sports, purchased up by Navi, and Kuroki is now playing support on Navi. So that's all well and good, but I guess he kind of is doing Mouz Sports a little bit of a favor, captaining some of his old teammates, or at least playing under them. He's not actually the captain. But yeah, he is on a different team technically, so Mouz Sports running with 3 stand-ins. I guess they're partially looking for a replacement for Kuroki, and also just partially trying to remain alive in this tournament. And they're doing decently. Like a 1-2 score isn't too bad. They could still always recover from it. And in order to try to recover from it, they're going to open up with a Magnus as well as a Lifestealer, 2 very, very tanky heroes, strength heroes, because strength is what you always have to pick up. Intelligence is overrated. Magnus and Lifestealer do have some extraordinary synergy between one another, not in lane, but the synergy occurs once the game gets to like the 30-minute mark. Once Magnus maxes out his skewer, even, you get a little bit of action going. Lifestealer will have a great infest target in that Magnus, because the Magnus will skewer in, or eventually he'll get his blink dagger. So you infest into Magnus, pop out once the Magnus is in the middle of everything. Then the Magnus can put his Empower on the Lifestealer once he gets at high enough level to do so. And then everyone from Fnatic is going to die to, like, what, 60% cleave? 50% cleave. Fair enough. 50% cleave, still pretty vicious in Fnatic. They're going to have to go up against that as with the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer is going to be up against a Lifestealer and a Gyro. So if this game draws on way too long, then Mouz Sports, with their kind of, well, first of all, they're straight up cleave from Magnus, as well as the kind of cleave deal thingy with the Gyrocopter Splat Cannon. It's going to be a lot to kill out on the Phantom Lancer. Mouz Sports already have their carries pretty well lined up, so Fnatic are going to be banning out supports. And Fnatic, on the other hand, they pick up one of the, very stable, very standard tri-lane setup right now. Rubik, Keeper of the Light, Phantom Lancer is pretty much an ideal tri-lane. Sometimes you would see Phantom Lancer swapped out for one of the other more popular carries, or equally popular carries, I should say. Gyrocopter or the Lifestealer, but Phantom Lancer works very well. You could get mana funneled into you by Keeper of the Light, and Keeper of the Light and Rubik do have some pretty good lockdown and very, very good damage as well. And against Mouz Sports, well, they do have right now 1 hero to go in each lane, so Mouz Sports are going to have to prep themselves for anti-tri-lane, and that is why Fnatic supports are kind of tailored towards that. Shadow Demon as well as the Undying, both very good in a tri-lane situation, especially Shadow Demon with the Phantom Lancer on Fnatic, combined with the fact that their kind of nuke combo kind of takes a lot of setup. So if the enemy target gets disrupted by a friendly, then your Keeper Blast is going to miss, your Levitate is going to be wasted, and all in all, you're just unhappy. Mouz Sports with their picks, just trying to ban out some heroes that both could go on the off lane as well as the mid lane. But Fnatic do still have quite a few to pick from. They're actually going to go for the Beastmaster, so we might see a Hani Beastmaster. Always a treat to see that. Well, I don't know if he always does it, but last time I seen him do it, he went Boots of Travel, and then he always, like, sent his Hawk around, then teleported to it, and then got pretty sick roar ganks off. Very, very smooth and calculated way to play the Beastmaster. So hopefully we get to see that, because it's just a real joy to see. Beastmaster also a very good counter versus the Lifestealer. His roar will go through that Lifestealer's rage. Could be a little bit difficult if the Lifestealer gets right up in your face through the Magnus, Skewer, or Blink, because then you're gonna have to deal with the Lifestealer, and he's gonna take the rage from melee range, but if he gets an open wounds or anything on you beforehand, then you could still be in a lot of trouble. So it's not exactly the most reliable, unless of course Beastmaster is going on the offensive, in which case, combined with the Rubik as well as the Keeper of the Light, that stun time is more than enough to arm something against the Lifestealer and nuke him down to very, very low amounts of HP, if not kill him off completely.
10 seconds remaining.
And of course, once the BKBs come up from the Gyrocopter, the Roar will accomplish something similar. The problem is that the mid lane, as a Beastmaster, you're not the strongest hero. However, against a Magnus, who is probably going to go to the mid lane, actually it might be Gyro, so if Gyro goes to the mid lane, Beastmaster not going to have a fun time. However, if it is a Magnus hero and it's a 1v1 melee lane, Beastmaster will be able to survive, and he won't do too badly. So Mouz Sports do need still a long lane hero. Who's it going to be? They could go for something like a Lone Druid, get a little bit more damage, try to get that Entangle versus the Lifestealer. Or they could go for a Clockwork. That would also be a very nice choice.
10 seconds
get a little bit more guaranteed stun, get some crowd control, and just mess with them a little bit. Ooh, it's going to be a Weaver. Okay. So solo lane is going to be the Fnatic Weaver, probably heading up top, and then Keeper of the Light, Rubik, Phantom Lancer, as I said before, is going to be a tri-lane that could be very, very dangerous. Mouz Sports has picked up their twin-headed dragon, the Jakiro. They're probably going to be supporting him with the Lifestealer, I want to say. Magnus off lane, Gyrocopter solo mid. Lifestealer Jakiro is a pretty good setup. The open wounds is pretty much guaranteed for that ice path. However, it's not really as explosive as Fnatic's tri-lane. Fnatic, they have a lot of just, this does a lot of damage spells. Illuminate, Fade Bolt, as well as Spirit Lance. Those all just nuke you down. And Jakiro, he's tanky, but he's not exactly the type of hero who could survive that kind of thing. And Mouz Sports, their tri-lane so far, doesn't really have that burst. Lifestealer does have the slow, yes, but Jakiro doesn't really have all that much damage from his spells, even though if you do get his spells up to a high level, then they will do a lot of damage. The fact of the matter is he won't get to those high levels if Mouz Sports run a tri-lane. An option for them right now is to pick up the Chen or pick up the Enchantress or the Enigma and really get a more solid jungle hero. So that Jakiro is mostly just trying to be defensive and not just trying to keep the Lifestealer alive. Then at the same time, he'll be getting a little bit more as far as experience is concerned, because you won't have that extra hero in the lane to kind of take a cut of that experience, and then that extra hero who's off the lane, Enchantress, look at that, it's going to be the Enchantress, so the Enchantress is going to be off the lane as well, so she's going to get a full dosage of experience. So I do like how Mouz Sports have decided to run this. Jakiro and Lifestealer most likely going to go together and just try to stay alive versus the Fnatic, probably tri-lane. I'm guessing Fnatic would want to lane a tri-lane versus that, because even though Jakiro has some pretty good defensive capabilities with the Ice Path to hold people away from the Lifestealer, Fnatic do still have very long range on their nukes, and their harassment is going to be intense, so Jakiro is going to be in a little bit of trouble, and really once they bring in the Enchantress with a creep, then that could be an opportunity to possibly get a kill on the Rubik or Keeper of the Light. But that is going to depend, of course, on Fnatic's warding. If they could keep tabs on the Enchantress, ideally block off the pull for a little bit, then they should be able to get the Phantom Lancer farm and possibly even make a couple of kills happen once Kuroki on the Enchantress moves down into the lane to gank. So we have the Na'Vi stand-in. Kuroki is going to be playing on Mouz Sports, his original team. Alex is going to be playing support Jakiro. Pas is on the Magnus Kojkva. Still not sure how to pronounce that. That's how I hear people pronounce it, so that's what I'm going to pronounce it as. Going to be playing that Gyrocopter, and RMN, a very nice, simple name. Thank you, RMN. Unless I'm pronouncing that wrong as well, in which case, screw you, RMN, for being deceptive. Do not like that. Unless it is, of course, that's how you pronounce it, in which case, I like that. I also do like Fnatic's team. They're a very solid group. I think they were really big in Han. I seem to remember Fnatic, just as a brand, being really successful in Heroes of Newerth. So yeah, I have dabbled in Heroes of Newerth. It is a fun game, or it was a fun game. The only problem is I got to like 1800, what was it, like MMR or something like that? I got to 1800 score, and then like the matchmaking system wasn't really good at all, so I would always be with 1500 people and they would just screw me over because they wouldn't know how to do shit. So I basically beat Heroes of Newerth, and I'm not looking back. I guess Fnatic, they're not looking back either. But the second reason I like Fnatic is because their names are really easy to pronounce. It's going to be Ira on the Weaver. Trixie is going to be playing that Phantom Lancer, heading towards the top lane with No Tail on the Rubik, and Fly on the Keeper of the Light. Mid lane is going to be Hani's Beastmaster. And it looks like Fnatic going to have a well, they're actually just standing up here for a little bit, I imagine, trying to spot out who's in this top lane. They probably want Era on this solo top lane on the Weaver. It's going to be up against a Lifestealer. The base damage from Lifestealer, as well as early Stout Shield pickup, is going to let the Lifestealer function a little bit in the lane, but the constant Shukuchi harass, as well as the Geminate attack, will mean that Era is, in the end, going to win the lane, if he, of course, stays up there. However, it looks like Trixie is kind of setting up. Is it going to be a solo Phantom Lancer? Solo Phantom Lancer, I don't think I've seen that in a pro game. I don't know, No Tail's still sticking around. So yeah, there's going to be Era on the bottom lane versus Pass. Still a similar situation. The shockwaves are going to hit a lot harder than anything that the Lifestealer has to offer. So in this lane, Era is actually going to take some harassment as opposed to the top lane where if it was a solo Lifestealer, oh, Fly, you do not want to be there. Arman going to open up with the open wounds. Ice Path going to Fly as well. Arman going to get lifted up, stunning Kuroki, but Fly is just going to get walked down by Alex, trying to charge up something before he dies. Keeper of the Light does, in fact, die for the first blood. The Jakiro picking that one up. A lot of gold for him, and already you see the courier just going to take flight. Congratulations to Sextian for witnessing first blood. But yeah, Era on the bot lane is going to have, well, I guess Fnatic. They planned they expected the aggressive tri-lane from Mouz. Definitely not what I was expecting. You're still going to have an easy time on this bot lane. He's going to have to worry about a couple of shockwaves here and there, so he's going to have to burn through his consumables a lot, but he should be fine to dominate the lane regardless. Positive base damage should be able to function. Once he gets to the bottle, he'll be able to kind of shrug off any harassment that the Weaver throws his way. Mid lane, Hani, as I said before, is working towards his bottle, and he's really going to need it against the Gyrocopter. The Flat Cannon is really good harassment, and if he goes for a couple points in Rocket Barrage, if he really goes heavy into that skill, then he will be able to make kills happen versus Hani. You can see already him taking so much damage, dropping down to half HP. He needs one more CS to get his bottle. There he is, so he should be fine in this lane, although Quajva is still putting on the pressure. Hani is actually in a lot of trouble right now. Gyrocopter, though, with a little bit more movement speed. Yeah, 5 more movement speed, but still not enough to catch up to that Beastmaster. Top lane actually being abandoned by Kuroki. It is just going to be this dual lane. Alex and RMN versus Trixie and Fly. Era is in the No Tail, I'm sorry, is in the jungle. Needs some help killing off this Dark Troll. This Dark Troll will mess up Rubik. Pretty sure you got this, Rubik. Although the Dark Troll does do a lot of damage compared to Rubik. But it's so far a 2v2 lane, so I guess everything that Mouz Sports need to protect this Lifestealer is just the Jakiro. They don't actually need Kuroki to be there. They also do have to face up against this Observer Ward here, which I'm not sure blocks the camp. I'm pretty sure this does block this camp. We'll see in 3 seconds. And it does block the camp, so yeah, maybe that's why Kuroki had to leave. He needed to find a creep, and he has found a Satyr. So he's going to come right back in, and No Tail, he's in the trees, so he's kind of safe, although if he gets trapped, he's pretty screwed. There's the Observer Ward from Mouz Sports, completely spotting that out. Mouz Sports still don't know that Kuroki as well as the Satyr are both here, so No Tail, you gotta be a little bit careful. Armen looking for blood. He's gonna open wounds onto No Tail, although getting levitated up slow is gonna fly on No Tail. Ice Path gonna fly as well. Satyr Blast to increase that nukage potential. Dual Breath gonna give Alex yet another kill. And Rubik dies this time, not the Keeper of the Light. But still, the supports from Fnatic starting to bleed, and RMN getting 2 assists early on, 500 gold in the bank. He only does have 6 CS versus Trixie's 11, so he's not really keeping up as much as far as the CS goes. However, the Phantom Lancer is not keeping up as far as the gold per minute. Actually, he is getting more. Never mind. It is, of course, the Jakiro with the 2 kills. Don't want to say they're kill steals, but you know, I'm just saying, maybe could have afforded to give them to RMN. He is leading the gold chart, albeit by a little bit. You're on this bottom lane is having the time of his life. Already gotten boots on the Weaver. Sometimes you see Weavers just completely ignoring boots. Smart usage of the Shukuchi will mean that you don't have to do that. And Kuroki getting converged upon Hani. Level 4, so he doesn't have that roar up quite yet. Kuroki, though, very, very soft. Level 2 on him has gone for a point of stats instead of the Nature's 10. It's going to run straight between the towers. Teleportation support kind of coming. It's No Tail. Going to cut Kuroki off. Levitating you up for that blast. Axe is going to fly and hit. Kuroki is going to die to one more kick of the Beastmaster. Still don't know why they decided it would be a good idea to add a kick animation for the Beastmaster's attack, because you have 2 giant axes. You have a skill that emphasizes your axes and you kick them. I mean, come on. Phantom Lancer does the same thing. What the hell, Valve? Maybe we'll see it. Come on, kick it. No. See, you're supposed to use your spear. That's pretty much in his lore. He was like in a fishing village or something like that, Phantom Lancer. But yeah, just weird animations. But either way, enough about that. Is RMN going to walk straight forward into Trixie for some reason? Not sure what that was about, but... Okay, there we go. Sharing consumables. I'm like, what? Why are you dropping your items? This is not what the game is supposed to be played. Beastmaster going to find himself in Illusion Rune. Being chased by Coach Boy, so he does deny that from him. Level 4 on the Beastmaster versus the level 5 on the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter is getting a couple more points in the Rocket Barrage, so he's not going completely into the Flat Cannon, 1-1 then Flat Cannon stats. So he's going to just use this skill to pressure back Hani, and he's doing a pretty good job at that. 20 CS versus the 11 of the Beastmaster Kochkva, unfortunately, without the mana or cooldown or something like that to release another Rocket Barrage. So Hani's going to get back to this lane for the level 5. He really needs that level 6. Once he gets that, he can move around, and Kroki in a little bit of trouble. If this troll trap hits, Hani is dead. There it goes. Kochva going to close the distance for the Rocket Barrage. Oh no, Hani still on the run. Rocket Barrage is going to hit the Phantom Lancer if he didn't cancel that teleportation, which he did. And Hani going to throw some axes to kill off that Dark Troll Warlord. The gank at the mid lane fails. Kroki going to go back to his own jungle this time. Maybe support pass. It's really difficult to kill the Weaver. The only way you're going to get that to happen is, well, actually, he does have a Burst Polarity, so if you could somehow troll trap the Weaver into Burst Polarity, that could happen. Or you could possibly pick up a couple of Satyrs and then nuke him down instantly with a Shockwave. Other than that, the Weaver is going to continue to survive on this bot lane. He does have a Ring of Health as well, so any harassment that you throw his way is not going to stick. And he's just having the time of his life. The Lincoln Sphere will be coming up onto Era, unless Mouse Sports can do something to slow him down. It looks like whoever they're trying to slow down is whoever was supposed to be in the mid lane, that Gyrocopter. No Tail and Fly looking for blood. They're not going to find the Gyrocopter, however. He has gone to the easy camp, something you can do if you're the Radiant. Not so much if you're the Dire. The easy camp's a little bit further away. He's going to clear those off, get a little bit more gold, a little bit more experience. Look for an invisibility rune, possibly to set something up with Alex. He's gotten a lot of gold for himself. Boots on the Jakiro 6 minutes in. Look at this guy, he's rich. Hani in the mid lane is at half HP, so he's got to watch out. He does have a lot of support with him. However, that support doesn't really have all that much as far as stun is concerned. That telekinesis is a short stun. And Kochkva does have a lot of burst damage, so Hani's got to be careful. There's the missile to set up. Gonna fly, and Hani should run. Gotta run. No Tail looking to cover him. Alex got to fall back from that one. Playing a very, very tight positioning game in that mid lane. Meantime, top lane 19-1, and oh my god, Phantom Lancer caught without any mana. Arman might actually get a kill. Didn't use the Rage, however. That would have definitely been a kill, that extra attack speed. It's actually only 30 attack speed. He actually picked up another point of Feast. Kind of an odd choice. There's an engagement onto the mid lane. Coach, we're going to survive. Hasn't used his cooldown just yet. Another missile is going to come for Hani. Cooldown going to fly. Is he going to slow the Beastmaster? No, it is not. Alex still on the chase. However, his spells are all on cooldown. The Illuminate is being charged up. Hani's going to get hit by a missile. Does Alex want to engage on this? No, he does not. And nothing's actually going to happen. No one dying on this mid lane. Just harassment being thrown back and forth. But yeah, Arman, he missed a kill potential. A kill chance, I should say. And going for more points and fees definitely going to help him outlast hit the Phantom Lancer a little bit. Although 77 base damage on the Phantom Lancer combined with the Quelling Blade means that Lifestealer probably isn't going to outlast hit this Phantom Lancer. It's just not going to happen. So Arman, not exactly sure if I would recommend the Feast build. I do like maxing the Rage more because you get more duration, and each second you get more attack speed with that. So it's really just better in my opinion, but hell, what do I know? Once again, these guys have been playing for a long time, and Feast is a relatively new skill on the Lifestealer. Lifestealer used to be completely different. I like the old Lifestealer, in case you didn't know. Oh, wait, there might be some blood happening in this top river area. No, Kochva, once again, going to survive. Get denied that regeneration rune. Hani's going to bottle that one up and be thankful for it. He does have his Roar up now. Who did he get a kill on? I'm sorry, I'm just like all over the place right now. I think it was the Enchantress. Yeah, he kicked him. I remember that. No Tail going to get skewered back from Paz, and a 2-man reverse polarity following up the 2-man Ice Path into Dual Breath. Boom goes the Dynamite. One call down missile kills off both supports from Fnatic. Mouse Sports taking an early 5-for-1 lead, although their lead isn't that huge. Golden experience very, very tight still. Hani gonna get engaged upon. Kroki taking a lot of damage from the creeps. He's gonna die to the creeps. He's gonna be so close. 15 HP, 4 HP. Kroki's going to survive as well as Salve up. No tail on the chase, but he does not have enough movement speed to catch up to that Enchantress. Instead, going to settle for that Gyrocopter. Axe is going to fly with the Fade Bolt. If that Illuminate hits, he's going to die. No, the Majesty Charge is saving him 56 HP. No tail and Hani need one more spell cast. Coach can teleport out of there. Axes, no axes. Kroki going to get right back into this fight. Going to poke No tail with a couple of spears. Axe as well as Illuminate going to fly. The Gyrocopter is already safe at home. And 5-for-1 Mouz Sports getting the kill advantage, but Fnatic, they have the farm advantage. EXP only 300. I don't think I've ever even seen these graphs at like such low denominations. Very, very interesting to see, but really Fnatic, they're keeping up because they have Era. He's just free farming the spot lane, 42 for 12. He's all the experience in the world. He's going to head up to his Lincoln Sphere and RMN. He's not getting as much. 31 CS isn't really bad for the stage of the game, but Era is doing a lot better, combined with the fact that Kojkva is also getting a lot more CS than Hani, although Hani has caught up just a little bit. It's really, well, I mean, Hani is caught up to the point of Kojkva where they're even, and that really should not have happened with the Gyrocopter Beastmaster lane. Beastmaster did handle the lane very, very well, and now he's going to continue to handle the lane very well with a new Haste Rune now up. He does still have that Roar. Used it on Kroki last time, but unfortunately the creeps didn't do enough damage to actually kill that Enchantress off. So Fnatic still keeping this fight pretty darn even. A lot could also be attributed to Trixie, of course, on this top lane. He's farming his head off, out farming the Lifestealer. Fnatic do have two fantastic late game heroes, whereas Mouz Sports, yes, they do have two fantastic late game heroes as well, but RMN simply not getting enough farm isn't going to be able to farm as fast as the Weaver or Trixie. They're going to try to mitigate that weakness by burning this reverse polarity on Trixie. If they get a secure reverse polarity, then the Ice Path is guaranteed to land. Although Trixie, oh, already top walking, he smells something coming, of course. Now he is very, very low on mana. Pa's going to show his face. Kroki and Alex still waiting in the wings. Trixie with the mind games. Can he get them to burn anything on this? No, they can't. Revealed as an illusion. It's going to be No Tail running into Kroki. Ice Path going to miss. Kroki looking for the slow. He's not going to find it either. Everyone from Fnatic is going to stay safe on this top lane. They're even going to bring in one more hero, the Keeper of the Light. The Keeper of the Light's going to take a short detour and annihilate this creep camp. Oh god, these guys don't know what's about to hit them. That's got to hurt. Fnatic staying safe on that top lane. In the meantime, Hani looking for blood on this bottom lane. RMN does know that he's there, however, so Hani is going to send in his bird. He is going to spot him out in just a little bit. So close. There it is. He spotted him. Did he spot him? He must have spotted him. Yes, he definitely spotted him. Roar. They're going to have to dive this, and they don't really have the creep support, so it's probably better that they don't do this. It's going to be on the top lane where Mouz Sports is going to push very aggressively. They're going to try to dive Phantom Lancer, but he is already long gone. Teleported out to the tier 2 only, however. Era is going to come straight in. Kroki taking a lot of damage. The Illuminate's going to fly through all of them. There's a reverse polarity only on to fly, however. Pa's going to get a 2-man shockwave, and it's going to be enough to kill off the Keeper of the Light, but their Jakiro has dropped. Pa's going to teleport out safely. No more stuns available for their team. Hani on the chase for Kroki. Does have a Roar. Going to burn it right now to kill off this Enchantress, possibly, or just wants to walk him down. Does have those boots of travel. Era coming in as well. He was saving that kill for the Weaver. What a good guy, that Hani. Missile is going to hit. Not sure where that missile actually came from because Gyrocopter is still in this mid lane. Because it followed the boots of travel up from the Beastmaster. But it is going to be Mouz Sports losing a couple of heroes, and Fnatic finally picking up some kills. They are going to lose their tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Kojkva just, No Tail, I'm sorry, just barely escaping the death from the Gyrocopter. Double damage, as well as maxed out Rocket Barrage. Would have definitely meant he would have died. But Telekinesis is a pretty good spell. But Fnatic, they did manage to get a couple of kills on that top lane in exchange for their mid tier 1. I think Mouz will be okay with that, especially since RMN all the while has been on this bot lane farming. Fly has moved down here to try to defend against any potential pressure that RMN can apply to this lane. But he's going to also cut off his farm just a little bit. Era, though, is coming back to this lane, and he has something in the bank. He doesn't? What does he get? He got Power Treads. He's getting a lot more early game items than you usually see from Weaver, because right now he could have like an ultimate orb or something. His farm is definitely at that point. But he's going to go for the early game items, wants to be a little bit active, and I can respect that. RMN is getting hit by another Cannon Blast, as well as the Weaver Shikuchi. Gonna take a little bit of damage, but he's not gonna die unless there is another hero teleporting in, especially if that hero is Hani. Then the death of the Lifestealer will be very, very short and swift. The Lifestealer seems to smell something's coming. He's gonna fall right on back, possibly hit the jungle for a couple of CS. And yeah, here we go. The Hawk is on the move, gonna go back behind the trees, looking for that Lifestealer. He's not gonna find anyone because the Lifestealer is simply farming up those trolls. Infest has been burned, however, so if they catch him, that's not going to happen. Hani going to teleport right in. They're going to go straight for a push. Hani with 1 point in that inner beast can help that push a little bit, but it is going to be a tier 1 for a tier 1 trade. Both of them are going to be uncontested. I guess the fortification popping off. Just going to slow them down, and actually no, here comes the Magnetar as well as the Jakiro. They have to get out of here. Open wounds onto Hani. He's going to skewer himself right through the trees, possibly the shockwave. Hani does burn the roar before he does go down. Majesty charges as well, helping him out, but it's not going to be enough to escape RMN. Illuminate flying through, doing some damage to pass, but Mouzsport successfully defend their tier 1 bot tower. It is going to die, but it's going to be at the hands of the Jakiro. So the tower denied from Mouz, and they managed to snag a tower on the top lane as well as get a cheese pick onto Fnatic. Mouzsport are looking very good this game. As we see the gold starting to climb their way. Experience still a little bit in favor of Fnatic just by how much time these Mouzsports heroes are really just not being, they're kind of wasting, not being too effective, but they're making it back in the kind of pushing and trade department where they're now going to go for another. Fly is here with level 3 Illuminate, but if he reveals himself, then a skewer in from Paz could mean a lot of danger. Ice Path is going to fly, not hit on the Beastmaster, and the tower does drop. Alex dropping dangerously low, but the tower has already been taken. And everyone from Mouzsports can simply fall back and be happy that they managed to get a tower without losing anyone. 7-3 is the score. And with now all 3 of the tier 1 towers down, the gold advantage is going to flow for Mouzsports and Fnatic. Although they do have the farming gold coming in, it's always really hard to kind of contest the tower gold because they have taken down kind of one tower. It did get denied, so really their gold is really restricted. Though this could really help. Huge smoke gank, and RMN is going to get roared to the face. Going to pop off his rage, so save himself from a little bit more damage, but it's not really going to be enough. Bug's going to fly, Infest into the boar, and there he goes. Infest out, but an instant telekinesis. Didn't have that rage for that TP to escape, and RMN should die unless he does some sick armlet surfing, but that's not going to happen. Fnatic finding a kill on the Lifestealer, using that roar and using that Hawk very effectively. They might even find another on Kuroki, who's at very low amounts of HP. If this bird flies in, I think they see him. Hani wants blood. Axe is gonna fly, already starting off with that urn charge. Axes and Ira on the chase. Kuroki doesn't stand a chance, has not a single point in that heal.
To my heart.
What is your build, Kuroki? You usually get heal. It's really, really good. Okay, so if you go for stats on the Enchantress, sometimes you get that because you want to be a little bit tankier, because Enchantress really has some crappy stat growth, and you want to mitigate that with the extra, let's see, Bracer, Power Treads, stat bonuses. So I guess that is what he wants to go for, but maxing out Enchant for extra slow is usually not what people go for. Usually you get 1 or 2 points of Enchant. I think usually it is 1 point of Enchant, so you could control a couple creeps from level 1, which is, you know, obviously we'll do that. Get a couple points in Nature's Attendance, then go stats. But maxing out Enchant, no heal at all. Kuroki flying solo. He doesn't care about, you know, healing his team or healing himself. He's just gonna sit there and try to do the damage, and I'm not sure if that's actually the right decision. Unless he gets a fast Aghanim Scepter up, that might be possible, but it's still going to be a little bit dangerous to pursue. We see another smoke gank now. No tail as well as Fly. They do have the Hawk in position. Teleportation boots should be up, as they are. Beastmaster looking for blood on his mid lane. Kuroki as well as Alex very, very vulnerable. Hawk gonna get teleported. There it is. Gonna hide the Hawk in the trees, and Kuroki surprise gank from Hani. Roar, axes, and the Illuminate is going to fly as well. Kuroki is deadsies. Beastmaster killing off the Enchantress once more. Ira in the meantime doing some heavy damage to the Jakiro. What got stolen? Flat cannon. I've never actually seen this. I'm really curious to see what happens. Are they blue things, or are they use it? God, that's awesome. No reverse polarity onto 3, combined with the call down, and Fnatic get demolished. Ira's the only one to survive. Actually, Hani is still alive as well. Only the supports dropped. Hani gonna try to run away from the gyrocopter. Max out rocket barrage is gonna be very difficult to do so. Shockwave gonna fly out. Gonna give Kochkova a triple kill. Really, the hero didn't last as long as I thought he would, but really it's the giant AoE ultimates from Mouz that won them that fight. I was way too interested in seeing what kind of animation Rubik will throw out with that flat cannon. So yeah, it was just a straight up reverse polarity into a giant call down from Gyrocopter, and at this point, Fnatic, their heroes, they are not really tanky at all. Beastmaster has an urn and a couple of sticks, but although he is a strength hero with some pretty decent strength growth on top of that, he's really not tanky enough to withstand a combo like that, and of course, no one else from Fnatic are able to match that strength either, especially these soft supports who don't really have a lick of HP on them. Mouz taking a good fight. 10-7 is the score. Fnatic actually did get a couple of kills in response to that. Now Kochko is going to farm up a giant stack of Ancients and hopefully not die in the process. Oh man, that was way too close. Don't want to do that, Gyro. That is a little bit dangerous. Just go back and heal and then do the same thing later. He's going to get a large stack of gold on top of that. Has completed his BKB. Not going to help him versus that roar, but still it should be pretty good to mitigate most of the damage coming out from these three heroes. Fnatic, do they have the TP boots up once again? No, not for another 50 seconds. Oh, looks like they already used it. And they're going to go for Alex. Hero. There aren't nice path onto fly, but now that means he has nowhere to disable. Boar going to get that slowdown. Roar being used onto Alex as well as the swarm flying through. Ira is going to do the damage, and the right click damage will be enough to kill off that dragon. Ira getting in now a triple kill. Can Fnatic go for Roshan? They're still dewarding. And looks like they are going to go for Roshan. Mouse, do they have their ultimates? Yes, they do. And a Blink Dagger up on the Magnus. They could go for a Roshan kind of counter gang. Hell, Phantom Lancer. Oh, Croaky taking your Phantom Lancer. Okay, Paz does have a Lifestealer inside of him, and the Roshan is still slowly getting brought down, but this could be disastrous for Fnatic. Blinkin RP will catch 3 right now. Swarm gonna fly out. Where's the reverse polarity? Skewering in, looking for RP. He's not gonna find it. Gets lifted up into the air. Damage as well. Ironman's gonna pop on out, and everyone from Fnatic do escape successfully. Ironman gonna try to just dive right into the Roshan. They're gonna steal it. Mouse with the creep jack in. Alex though getting annihilated by that max blast. The Gyrocopter has already picked up that Aegis the Immortal. Armman very weak in an Armlet Surf just a little bit. Kochva trying to do the damage versus Trixie. He's going to throw out a couple Spirit Lances on Paz. He's going to just narrowly dodge that Ice Path, but really, Gyrocopter cannot afford this fight. The cooldown is going to completely miss. Paz got to screw them back in. There's a second hit, and 3 are dead instantly for Fnatic. The Aegis is still up. Trixie on the run. Does have a Doppelwalk up in just a little bit. Another Shockwave will kill him off. Kochva is getting worked over by the Beatles. 11 HP. He survives. The Lance once more going to fly onto Kroki. He is going to be enough to bring him down. Trixie on the run as well. Roar onto Paz, as well as the Axis killing out the Lifestealer, and Paz is going to drop, as well as the Aegis from the Gyrocopter. Fnatic somehow salvaging this fight. Ani, as well as Ira, both still alive. They're going to try to team up and kill off this Gyrocopter. Takes some heavy damage. Do they have another disabled? They don't, but will damage be enough? It won't either. Gyrocopter gets out of there with their lives, but Fnatic somehow coming back from that fight. Have they used any buybacks? Yes, they have. Beastmaster bought back, most importantly for that one. That's pretty much it. They somehow salvaged it. The RP was decent. It ended up catching 2 or 3 in the end, but really a little bit off target with either the RP or the call down. And then Fnatic, you just with their kind of tricksy heroes. Get it? Because it's like they're tricky. Yeah, they're really elusive heroes. Phantom Lancer with maxed out Doppelwalk combined with the fact that there's a Weaver on the field who actually went for Desolator. Talk about that in just a little bit, but really it's Mouse that they can't really get a solid lockdown unless they have enough burst to kill off the Weaver and the Phantom Lancer, which they usually do. That's pretty much how you kill off those heroes, you just burst them down. And to do that you need lockdown, and all the lockdown was used on the supports, so it's really difficult to actually kill these heroes. Phantom Lancer and Weaver had free reign over that fight. They were constantly throwing out their lances as well as that swarm. And they were slowly able to whittle Mouse down. The Aegis has been taken off of Gyrocopter. Didn't die after that, so I guess it could have been a lot worse. And Enchantress going to jack a couple of Phantom Lancers. Yes, the Weaver picking up a Desolator. This was an item that I believe would break Warcraft 3. Your attack just would be completely messed up if you got it. I don't really remember. Last time I played Warcraft 3 Dota was, what, a couple of years ago? So they might have fixed it by then. But it would have a really weird interaction with Geminate attack, and people usually wouldn't get it. But now you actually can get it, and it does pretty good work, I have to say. There's certain restrictions, like I don't think it'll geminate the attack. Yeah, the geminate is normal, you can see, but the first attack does reduce that armor, and that can be very useful because the second hit is guaranteed. You get a double hit. And the second hit does have that reduced armor attached to it. And also Desolator just does a freaking ton of damage, especially with the likes of Phantom Lancer and the level 3 Inner Beast from the Beastmaster. The right clicks are going to be flowing from Fnatic, and the minus armor is definitely going to be a help for that. Picking up the early Ring of Health, I guess, was just to survive in the lane versus the Magnus, so he could ignore all of the harassment that was coming his way. So I guess fair enough on that judgment call with that. But going for Desolator, straight up damage on this Weaver, not the Lincoln Sphere, which wouldn't have protected him from all that much. RP would have still gone through. The Jakiro doesn't really have anything, Magnus doesn't have anything. It would have protected him from open wounds, but really from Mouse Sports, there's not any single target stuns like Telekinesis or Sven Stormhammer or Hellfire Blast from Skeleton King. Those types of spells that are single target stuns, or a lasso or something like that. So I guess you don't really need a Lincoln Sphere this game, because really, what will it protect you against? Pretty much nothing, and everything it does protect you against, they aren't really spells that you need protection against. Flying No Tail smoked up with the Hawk as well, so essentially 3 down here for Fnatic, looking for blood. They're going to run straight into the Lifestealer, who's farming up the easy cams. You gotta watch out. Oh, another one coming in. It is the Phantom Lancer. Do they see him? They should. You know, the vision looks like they don't. They're moving around. Our men slowed down by the creeps. Gonna take a lance to the face. Gonna get a little bit of mana burned out from him. Kuroki can just take this one, actually. He's not going to. Phantom Lancers, no. Stolen by Kuroki. Phantom Lancers has really just commitment issues. Koshko on this top lane getting worked over very hard from Ira. Look at this damage with that Desolator. That is a lot of pain. And that was only with like 3 right clicks. Weaver could do so much work on Mouse Sports supports. Enchantress finally picking up some nature attendance. Don't know why she delayed it that long. Can help her a little bit, but still the burst from Weaver now is pretty substantial. Usually you don't expect to say that from the Weaver, at least till very, very late game. It's more of a sustained damage hero. He has the Shikuchi so he can stay in the fight, time lapse so he can stay in the fight. And then you just have those constant low cooldown on the Gemini attack with the sustained attack damage coming on through. And also that is usually combined with the fact that Weavers usually get that Lincoln Sphere, so their damage isn't going to be that high in the beginning. Fnatic continuing to get the farm, the gold advantage narrowly in favor of Mouse Sports with all the towers they've managed to pick up. But really, it should be a lot more than this if you're just taking into account towers. So Fnatic still remaining very competitive with their farm, and it is reflected in the EXP graph, being 1 kill behind, but being ahead in the EXP department. So he got a lot of free space on that top lane to just do whatever he wanted to do. And now with the Diffusal Blade as well as a Mantis Style, well, he could get a Mantis Style if he wanted to. With those 2 items up, Phantom Lancer is starting to get really, really big. And let's see how the levels are going for Mag. He almost has that in power maxed out, so that's going to help the Lifestealer a whole lot. And even combining that with the Maelstrom, I do like this pickup from RMM. The AoE from Maelstrom combined with that cleave going to do some pretty good work when you're trying to keep down the Phantom Lancer. And Gyrocopter is going for a Mantis Style of his own, so Mouse Sports are pretty well prepared for this Phantom Lancer who's getting really big. However, how are they going to kill the Weaver? Because once again, they don't really have any hard stuns. The stuns that they do have is the Ice Path, which if you get hit by the Ice Path on the Weaver, then, well, let's just say it's a little bit difficult to get hit by the Ice Path when you're a Weaver. They do have the Magnetar, who could use that reverse polarity. If a Blink RP lands on the Weaver, he's pretty much dead. But other than that, if you whiff either of those spells in the Weaver, you're not going to kill him. Unless you get a Divine Rapier on the Gyrocopter, in which case you could burst him down. But there's really not enough lockdown on Mouse Sports to kill off that Weaver. So Weaver's going to be a huge thorn in the side of Mouse Sports just because he'll be nigh unkillable. So now going to go for an Ultimate Orb. Does he still have that Ring of Health? Did he sell it? Wow, that was a pure early game item from Ira. That is very interesting. But now with the Ultimate Orb, I'm assuming it's going to be Mantis Style. Does have some synergy with that Desolator, and he's just pushing down this top lane. He doesn't care. That Desolator minus armor going to help the creeps push it just a little bit more, forcing Post as well as our men to this top lane. Really, do they even have enough damage to kill off the Weaver if they get a Blink RP? He's pretty tanky. 1300 HP on the Weaver. A lot more than you usually see. Even though he's gone straight Desolator, he's pretty difficult to kill. RP, how much does stun duration? It's 3-second stuns. I don't think that'll be enough. It might be enough, but we're not going to see it anyway. Hawk as well as Hani looking for blood. They're going to catch a very low HP Gyrocopter. Croaky and Alex are here to support. But will it be enough? Hani wants blood. He does have that roar available. Croaky going to take Spirit Lance. This is the opening. No. Fortification going to slow down the push. Tower's now in deny range. Maybe Hani's going to wait for this. Does still see Croaky. They're not going to deny the tower, actually. They're going to go straight up to the top lane. RP has been used on Ira. This is going to be their chance to do it, and this skewer will provide enough disable to kill off the Weaver, who is just going to buy straight back into the game. Ultimate from the hero has been used to try to stall this push a little bit more, and are they going to get this denied? They could have gotten it, but now they're not going to. No Tail going to catch the Lifestealer in the air, but Croaky already getting brought down by the likes of Trixie and Ira. So much damage between these two guys. Weaver is going to run away. The gem is up on the Magnetar, so you can't Shikuchi out of that reliably. However, they got the tower, they got the Enchantress, and RMN, where is he? Living, teleported out at just a sliver of HP. We do have another pause. Let's just skip right through this one. See Lifestealer just chomping at that air there. Very peculiar decision by Fnatic to not use Hani to open up that fight, because he was in prime position. His roar was eventually used, however, it could have been used a lot earlier. Mochua taking a little bit of damage from that Spirit Lance. Mana burned as well. Fade bolts flying through, and Fnatic with that Desolator going to get yet another tower, and Alex getting caught in that Ice Path, stolen by Rubik, and he's going to drop, and now even Kochka getting worked down by the Weaver. He's going to survive just barely from that nukes, as well as that Infest damage, going to kill off the Phantom Lancer. Ice Path going to fly through once more. Very well, these Ice Paths have been very good from the Rubik. Ooh, wow. Matrixing the crap out of that Shockwave is going to make it home alive. But still, it is Ira who's managed to get killed on the top lane, but they had to burn everything for that. And as the Weaver gets more tanky, the duration for RP is only going to increase by 3.75, and they really don't have any Hex sticks on the way. So the Weaver's going to get a lot more HP than Mouz can burn within another 0.75 seconds. Combined with, I guess, the Skewer kind of disable duration. But Ira is soon not going to be able to be picked off like that, because he could just time-lapse back all that damage. Then Mousesports, they're down the RP, they're down the call down. They can't really kill the Weaver, even though they do have some pretty sick right clicks. So Weaver is still continuing to be such a large nuisance for Mouz. Even though they killed him once, they won't be able to kill him again later on. On spot lane, playing it very, very aggressively. He knows that Hani can teleport in. Hani wants his Aghanims first. He's gonna find it as well. Tracking the Mag. Ira. Oh, Mag. You're in so much trouble, Mag. Here's the teleportation. It's going to be an Aghanim Scepter with a roar. There's the... Oh, no. Blink away. Pass with the quick fingers. Very well done by that Mag. That would have been his death. The roar. How much duration is that? It's like 5 seconds or something like that. 3.5, actually. But the Scepter does reduce the cooldown and increase the range to like 1.5 miles. So now this booted travel ganking from the Hawk and Beastmaster will be that much more dangerous. It's not even level 16 yet, so it could even get more dangerous after this. And also Trixie now with the Manta style up. So that's a lot of illusions going to be created. Mousesport's looking to get a smoke gank going. Is Roshan up? It will be in just a little bit. The timer's a little bit off from Mouz, and they're going to get spotted by the Sentry Ward. The Greater Hawk, or the Boar, whatever, has a little bit of an identity crisis, revealing the fact that Fnatic do know that Mouz are invisible to Sentry, as well as the Ward on the high ground, and the auto-attacking of the Boar. Kind of blew the smoke from Mousesports. So Fnatic, they're all going to cluster up just a little bit to make sure that they're safe. Ice Path going to fly and ensure that they're not attempting Roshan. Trixie continuing to farm. He does have the Keeper of the Light on his team. Actually, where is he? He's continuing to farm, but he has the Keeper of the Light on his team, so if a Roshan fight does break out, it's going to be an instant recall of that Phantom Lancer. When you have Phantom Lancer in the Roshan pit, he's going to have an army that will really just clog up this whole area. But against the call down, against the reverse polarity, and against an empowered Lifestealer, Phantom Lancer is going to just be shredded to pieces. Going to send his illusions to Roshan just to tank. If you want to do this, you select your illusions, press M for the move to command, and then you just left click on the Roshan. But there goes the illusions. Using the open wounds, they really want this Roshan dead. Beastmaster, where is he? He's still in spot lane. Here's we go. The boots of travel are up. Where's he going to drop? Right into the Roshan pit. Arman is in a huge amount of trouble. He's going to get roared immediately with those axes as well. He's going to die before anything starts. Burst Polarity. Where is the Burst Polarity? There it is. On to 3. 2 are dead already. Hani going to get skewered in, but Ira still doing the damage. A couple of buybacks are going to come bring some heroes back into this game, but in the end, Fnatic do lose a couple more heroes than Mouz Sports. Fnatic, Trixie, as well as Ira coming right back into this fight. Time-lapse Weaver going to save himself some of that damage. And Arman still surviving somehow. Armlet toggling, also combine that with a call down, zoning people into that Risk Polarity. So very well played fight by Mouz Sports, and that means it's going to be a successful Roshan Jack again. The Gyrocopter getting a double life. So Fnatic, they do have the potential, although their heroes keep on getting caught in that reverse polarity. Trixie on the run now. Pass. Does he have anything? No, they don't really have any stuns once again. I guess that's why Croaky just maxed out the enchant. They need as much crowd control as possible. Mouz Sports taking a very, very good fight there. These RPs from Pass have been completely on point. The call downs from Gyrocopter zoning people very hard, as well as dealing any damage to those heroes that are unfortunate enough to not be fast enough to escape that zoning. But Fnatic, yeah, they're just getting annihilated by this huge team fight on Mouz, and the flat values will continue to, they won't really continue to increase. The call down and burst polarity are both maxed out, but really, at a certain point, it's just going to be the that setup for the burst polarity as well as the slow from the call down, because Gyrocopter is starting to get really big. A Demon Edge is up on him. I'm assuming that'll be an MKB to try to deal with some of Fnatic's eventual evasion, but Daedalus could be okay too with the Gyrocopter, I suppose. MKB, though, is probably going to be the choice, and Gyrocopter will be able to do a lot more damage once everyone gets caught by that RP. Also, you do have the Life Stealer who's going to head straight towards an Assault Cuirass, so that Aura is also going to help his Gyrocopter buddy, and the Cleave is going to work very, very well with that RP as well. So Fnatic, they have to be wary of Mouz Sports' team fight. If they continue to get these ganks off with the Beastmaster, like they have been doing for a great portion of the game, then they could kind of avoid the team fights altogether. Just pick one off, then you don't have to worry about team fight because they're going to be 5v4. If they get the Enchantress, I guess that won't be the most important. But if they manage to snag out the Magnetar or the Gyrocopter or the Lifestealer, then the team fights will be so heavily skewered towards Fnatic, it's not even funny. Europe with the Manta Style now up and demolish a tier 2 tower. It is going to be an even trade, tier 2 for the tier 2, unless Fnatic, well, someone's being brought in to support. No? What? Well, okay, Yura's still in spot lane. Tower's slowly getting worked down. Kojima doing the damage. Pass also helping out, but the Lances are flying. Croaky going to take some heavy damage. Going to just grab that Phantom Lancer, but the Gyrocopter has brought down that tier 2 tower. Meantime, Ira pushing down the tier 3s. Arman's going to teleport back from this one, but it is an even trade in the end. Mouz Sports took a little bit longer than this Desolator Manta Style Weaver, which is kind of to be expected. And now Phantom Lancer pushing with his huge army of Legions is working towards his heart. So the burst damage won't really kill the Phantom Lancer once he completes that item. Although so far Trixie has been pretty good to avoid most of the AoE, so he doesn't even have to worry about that in the first place. Trixie gonna solo push that mid lane while the rest of his team smoked up. Trixie not interested in smoking up, apparently wants the farm. Here we go, Hani is gonna lead the charge, and RMN, you gotta be a little bit careful, man. He is gonna fall back. Just intuition telling him to come back, and that is going to save him. Trixie's gonna reveal the fact that Fnatic, at least one of Fnatic, are here. And Keeper of the Light putting a very, very aggressive observer ward. Looks like their order business is going to be the spot lane. However, that's going to be Fnatic walking straight into a team fight. And they want this to be a real success, and they have to get a pick off first. And in a situation where you're trying to siege down the one lane in particular, you're just constantly pushing against it, it's going to constantly be a 5v5. Because it's a roar, you can't really pick someone off with a roar like that. Oh, here we go, though. Kojima in a lot of trouble. He does have the Aegis, however. Trixie taking a lot of damage for that Rocket Barrage. Trixie's going to die. Overconfidence by this Phantom Lancer. You do a lot of damage, man, but so does the Gyrocopter with an MKB, using that Rocket Barrage to annihilate the likes of the Phantom Lancer, and combine that with Alex's disables plus magic damage. Phantom Lancer died when he really shouldn't have. Kojima all out of mana, but still he has the Aegis. So even if the Phantom Lancer managed to kill him, it would have been just barely, and it would have been the Aegis. So yeah, Trixie kind of overestimating how powerful he is, and now with everyone from Mouz Sports on this top lane, this is going to be a push coming in from them. This tier 2 tower is not long for life. Our men more than content to tank this tower, although the backdoor protection really not helping their case. Pasta double damage rune with an empower now on Kochva. He's gonna do a lot of damage before he dies, but that death's gonna come very shortly with the Aegis of the Immortal. Illuminate. Oh my god. Still on the front lines. He doesn't care. There he goes. He just wants that full HP heal, but now No Tail can get the easy levitate off. Kochva in a lot of trouble. There's a levitate. Is there any follow-up? There isn't. Popping off that man style, and the tier 3s are under siege. Fade Bolt flying through. The Liquid Fire helping Mouse Sports with this push. Kuroki using that level 3 heal, keeping everyone alive. Meantime, the bot lane, Ira, has been pushing this tier 3 the entire time. Lifestealer coming back, but really Ira could kill the Lifestealer right now if he wanted to. Good on the Weaver. Being very aggressive, forcing everyone from Mouse Sports to come back. No Tail blinking forward. Gonna get a levitate onto Gyrocopter. Where's the follow-up? Where's the stun from the Beastmaster? There it is from downtown. Axe is gonna fly as well, but the Ice Path holding back all 3 heroes. Kochva gonna try to teleport out of there. Do they have any disables? They don't. Still have no disables. Aside from that Beastmaster roar. What is it with teams nowadays and not picking up any stuns? Look, you have like 1 stun, 2 stun, 3 stun in the entire game. I guess 4 stun. But seriously, Gyrocopter with a very, very clutch survival. That roar is not enough damage. Ira was a little bit out of position, so it wasn't hitting that Gyrocopter from the get-go. So that really was one of the factors that let Kochva survive that engagement. In the end, Mouse Sports do get that top tier 2 tower, so there's only 1 tier 2 left for either side. 20 to 15, Mouse Sports still ahead in the kill death. The EXP and gold also in their favor, although not by much. So Fnatic still very much in this game, unless they get hit by a huge RP, which could happen. Pass is going to go for a refresher orb, so if at first you don't succeed with 1 RP, just refresh and try again. It's really the burden of the game is on Mouse Sports. Even though they are ahead, they're not ahead by enough to just walk in. They need these really good RPs to hit. If you hit one with the Weaver or the Phantom Lancer, or both ideally, but if you hit either of those heroes with your RP, then Fnatic don't stand a chance, because then that means their damage won't be there, and then that means the rest of them are just going to crumble. However, if you hit all the supports, then you are still going to be in a little bit of trouble, because then the Weaver is going to do the damage and the Phantom Lancer is going to do the damage. You don't have any stuns to lock him down. So Paz, it's all on you, buddy. So much pressure. Better get it right. Everyone from Mouse Sports, all of the 503 Mouse Sports fans, they're counting on you, and you better not mess up. It's going to be, once again, tower tier 3 pressure going both ways. Lifestealer has completed that AC. Gonna try to breach the high ground. No Tail getting levitate off. Kochva on the front lines. Blinding Flash gonna fly through, and Enchantress jacking one of the Phantom Lancer illusions, getting no procs, however. And the Phantom Lancer illusions forming a complete wall in which Mouse Sports cannot penetrate. In the meantime, Weaver in this bot lane already taking down the tower, and the Raxes are gonna fall as well. Tier 3 tower just now being killed off, but Ira is gonna get Raxes uncontested. Fnatic taking a huge advantage with just this small play, and Ira gonna go for more. Look at this damage from the Weaver. Just Manta Style and Desolator, and Mouse, what are you doing? What are you doing? They want Raxes, I understand, but really, they have some pretty big issues back at home. I would say that it was a little bit of a misplay. You can't really push against the Phantom Lancer, and Weaver, he was never in trouble of, well, Fnatic, they were never in trouble of being caught without their Weaver. Because once again, they have the Keeper of the Light, and Weaver even has a TP scroll, so the Weaver was gonna be there in that fight. So Mouse Sports, they had to go back, and now their bot lane completely carved out. The creeps on their own, killing off the ranged racks. They're just gonna go for it, man. Just go for it. Pipe is up. The Illuminate gonna fly, although No Tail already dead. Where's the risk polarity? We gotta keep our eyes on Paz, who's hanging very far back. It's going to be a Rax for Rax trade, so in the end, I guess Mouse make it all worth it. Weaver is in this fight, and Phantom Lancer has been picked up by Kuroki. They're going to move straight towards that mid lane, using RMN to tank Phantom Lance to do some heavy damage. Well, Pos getting slowed down is going to have to skewer away. His Blink Dagger is on cooldown, so he can't use it for this fight. Roar onto Kochva. He's going to take a lot of damage. Ice Path not hitting anyone. Trixie and Era just barely out of range of that. Huge misplay by Alex. That could have been 2 dead heroes. Now Kochva going to die, has no Aegis. RMN taking some heavy damage as well. They got the tier 3 tower. Another Ice Path going to fly onto Era. Pos does still have that reverse polarity. Where is it though? His allies are dying. They don't have any more damage, even if he does use it, and he's going to have to get on out of there. Kuroki as well as RMN, they're all going to retreat, and Mouz Sports, with just a small misclick from the Jakiro, hitting here instead of here. Oh man, that costed them 2 kills. If he got that, it would have been instant initiation from Magnus, and then that would have been the game for Mouz Sports, guaranteed. But no, the disable missed, and Weaver had enough time to do the damage, as well as Trixie. He also had enough time to do the damage. Oh man, Mouz Sports losing such a huge chance there. They still did manage to take the top racks, which is going to be a little bit annoying from Fnatic. However, they've lost their bottom racks. I guess what's good for Mouz is that since they've been prepping to kill off the Phantom Lancer this entire game with the Lightning Hammer from the Lifestealer, as well as the Empower, as well as the Flag Cannon, these super creeps on the bottom lane won't really be that big of an issue for them. Fnatic is going to be a lot more troublesome. Axes will help, the Aura is going to help, but really you need the Phantom Lancer or the Weaver to really make sure that the top lane is going to remain in check. In the meantime, Weaver has picked up that Aegis, so even if they do lock him down and kill him, they're going to have to do it twice, and they really just don't have the means to do it twice. Pos can get his reverse polarity, his refresher orb reverse polarity up right now if he wanted to. Really, he actually needs to cast that reverse polarity if the fights are going to go really well for Mouz Sports. 1 racks to 1 racks, top lane is being pushed very heavily from Fnatic. They're losing a lot of those buffer buildings. Those buffer buildings, even though they don't really do anything except just give you gold, it just means that the creep wave takes a little bit more time before they get to those tier 4 towers. RMN, look at him shredding through those super creeps as well as those Phantom Lancer illusions. It's going to be a straight push from Mouz Sports. Lifestealer doesn't have the Keeper of the Light on his team, so he can't jump back into this fight instantly. So Mouz Sports can't go full on with this push without this Lifestealer. They need this Lifestealer. They need the slow. More importantly, they need that creep clearing, that AoE clearing that the Lifestealer has when he has that Empower on him. The Gyrocopter is decent at that. He now just have his Satanic, so he's going to be nigh unkillable. It's going to be a straight push down this mid lane. Kuroki handling his illusions very well. It's going to be an illusion versus illusion fight. Enchantress, pretty good counter versus the Phantom Lancer. Usually it's all about the Shadow Demon, but the Enchantress works well because these illusions are proccing so much. Look at the luck on Kuroki shredding down that Weaver wave. Keeper Blast in the end does kill them all off. Oh wait, no, he still has some. Trixie going to cast some Spirit Lances at himself, and Kochva on the front lines. Pipe is being popped off. Illuminate going to fly through, doing some heavy damage. Trixie, although already down to half HP, going to force to burn the cheese, was it? Now Trixie's going to die immediately, and Enchantress getting traded for it. Era running straight through that macro pyre. He's going to burn his Aegis. No time lapsing up. All that damage. Is there reverse polarity? Still, it has not been used. He's going to skewer in. Going to get reverse polarity just onto Trixie. Is there enough damage to kill him off twice? Not with that blinding light. You just simply can't do it. Era is going to die to that Black Cannon from Kochva, who's still very healthy. Still has the Satanic up. But here comes Era once again. Arman is completely out of mana, but 1 Rakdos are down from Fnatic, and Kochva is going to trade his life. Not going to teleport this time. And Era with an ultra kill. Aegis, the time lapse. You cannot kill this man, and he's gonna boots travel straight to the bottom lane. Where is the Beastmaster? He can do the same thing, but he just doesn't want to, I guess. Era's single-handedly gonna carve out the mid lane. Lifestealer forcing out the buyback, Magnus as well as the Enchantress. They know that there's trouble here, and Era is going to escape. He can even kill off RMN right now. The Beetles are going to fly. RMN is going to take a roar from Hani, who's also booted travel back in. Pos is going to skewer back Hani. However, he's not the problem. It's Era who's the problem. RMN, with some clutch toggling, is going to survive. However, Kuroki, not so lucky. Pipe being popped off, but that's not going to help you against the Weaver one bit. One more right click. Kuroki going to survive as well. Slow onto the Era. He's going to time lapse all of that out. Everyone from Mouz Sports surviving that, and they've defended their mid lane, although Era as well as Hani, they're not done yet, and the rest of Fnatic have now arrived. Trixie getting an army, Fly is here as well. We have Rubik coming in very slowly as well. Mid lane is in a lot of trouble right now. No-Tail going to blink forward for that initiation onto Pos, going to bring him back into the clutches of Trixie. However, he does skewer out in time. The illusion's going to stall down for just a little bit, but in the meantime, mid-Rakdos have been taken. Fnatic striking back with 2 racks. They're not done yet. Ice Path stolen onto 2. Iron Man is going to get roared on top of that era. He's going to hit by the Ice Path, but it really doesn't matter because he's already dead. Croaky getting worked over by Trixie. Now they're going to go straight for the tier 4 towers. Is Fnatic actually going to take this GG away from Mouz? Ice Path once again stolen by No Tail, used against Alex. A little bit of his own medicine being turned against a wicked 6 streak from Era, and the tier 4 towers are down in one fell swoop. One misplayed fight from Mouz, and they're going to lose the game. Huge reverse polarity. Trixie and Era both caught out, but there's not enough damage to kill off this Weaver. She's going to time-lapse everything back. Go straight for this gyrocopter. Satanic or no Satanic. Will this Weaver? Oh, it's going to be close, actually. Trixie going to go toe-to-toe, and there it is, the Ice Path once again. Phantom Lancer is going to get that kill, and Bahas is going to be the last one to die. And GG, Fnatic with the explosive damage of the Weaver combined with a little bit of misfighting from Mouz. Wow, that game looked so even. Mouse Sports looked to even be in the advantage. Look, oh, I guess we can't look. I guess. Well, that kind of sucks. But wow, what a finish to that game. Fnatic take it over Mouz. Thanks for watching, guys. Next game, game number 2 between these two powerhouse teams, is going to be coming up right after this, assuming my internet does cooperate. But wow, this Weaver, he did work. Assault Cuirass, that's even more minus armor. 5, 6, and then I don't really remember how much his beetles do. I want to say it's like 5 as well, but I don't know. But that's a lot of minus armor. And Desolator and AC also help you kill off those towers, which he did with relative ease. So that's going to be it for this game, guys. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know. The early game casting was a little bit rough, but yeah, what are you gonna do? GG.